I am not the world's biggest Bill Bruford fan. I certainly have an interest in his stuff. I've always had an interest in his stuff. I have a passing interest in King Crimson too. I mean, I've got some of their albums. I got a couple of their videos. I saw Bill Bruford live. I don't know, probably 15 years ago when he played a gig in London. But I'm not the world's biggest fan. But when I saw, like rather a lot of people saw, that Graham Russell was putting a whole load of Bill's stuff on eBay for him, I did become interested, and I actually became interested for sort of two reasons. One primary reason, and then the sort of subsequent, I'll see how it goes and try and get something sort of, well, motivation really. So I mean, my primary reason was really that canary yellow Style Classic maple kit that he had and was using sort of 25 years ago, up until whenever he stopped using it. And whilst I'm not the world's biggest Bruford fan, that kit for me is one of those kind of like standout. I'm not going to say iconic, but it's very much a standout kit. And whilst it would have caused me no end of issue had I actually won the auction, I did bid on that kit. And my bid was £50 out from what it finally went for, so which was rather annoying. I would have had to have sold a snare drum to cover that, but I did have a crack at the kit. Sadly, wasn't to be, but you know, it's probably done me a favour in many ways, because it saved me an awful lot of headaches. But the other sort of secondary thing that I was quite interested in when I went through the rundown of what was on offer was it's sort of tied into my long interest in getting a Paiste heavy bell. And whilst I would have loved to have had a 13, at least, I suppose that with the 13s, at least you can buy one now. And my penchant for getting weird and wonderful things probably won out a little bit more on me in that respect. So I kind of set my sights on maybe one of the sort of, I didn't really want an 8. So if you missed the auction, actually, so I'll step back. If you missed the auction, basically Bill was selling a whole load of his old Paiste cymbals and a couple of Zildjians too, I think. But he had, I think there was a couple of 8-inch heavy bells, or at least there was one 8-inch heavy bell and what looked to be a Sound 7 set 8-inch bell, and I wasn't really that interested in that. I've got bells. In fact, I have a couple of bells. I'm going to do a video actually at some point in the near future with a whole bunch of bells, Paiste bells. In fact, I have them down there ready to go, and I have that for a long time. But I've got a 3000 bell, and I've got a signature 8-inch bell, and I kind of didn't need another one. So I kind of, the 8 was off. So I thought, well, you know, 9, 10, 11, 12, they'd be kind of cool. And when I started looking at the prices, a lot of other people seemed to think that the 11 was kind of cool. There was 2 9s, I think there was 2 10s, definitely 2 11s. I'm pretty sure there was 2 12s, and there was a couple of 13s as well. So I said the 8 and the 13 were kind of out, and then the 11 was kind of out because the bidding got really stupid really quickly on them. So I'm like, I can't be bothered with that. And so I thought, well, I wouldn't mind trying to get the 12. Then the 12 kind of got a little bit high, and then it kind of narrowed it down to a 9 and the 10, and I'd set myself a flat limit of 200 quid, and I wasn't going to spend any more than that. And I think you know, I basically thought, well, if I'll bid on the 9, because that kind of like suited my criteria. I'll bid on the 9, and if it doesn't go too high, I may think about bidding on something else. And and if it hits my limit, then so be it. It's done, it's dusted, and you know. But as it turned out, rather amusingly actually, as it turned out of all the bells that, out of all the heavy bells anyway, I think the one that I have here, if I can pick it up, the one that I have here, oh, when he did sign it on the bottom, that's very kind. The one that I have here actually turned out to be the cheapest of the lot, so I was rather thrilled about that. The other one of these went for about 50 quid more than I paid for this, so I felt rather lucky. But this was the first one that was, well, it wasn't the first heavy bell, but this was the first of the 9s to go. And I am, now I've literally, obviously you've seen me unbox it then, that literally was the first time I'd seen this and laid eyes on it. This is in, I've got to say, apart from a few sort of light, sort of scuffy marks under there, this is in brand new condition almost. This is, the serial number starts 42, so I'm going to guess that is probably 94. Can't be anything else now, can it? Really? But this, I've always had an interest in the 602 heavy bell. You'd think I'd stop whacking it on the cymbal stand, wouldn't you? But apparently not. That's twice in a minute. I've always been quite interested in the 602 heavy bell because of Nico McBrain, because he was really the only guy that I sort of knew who used one. But at the same time, it was definitely a sound that I was interested in acquiring, and I genuinely have not hit this. As I said, I've done the unboxing. I have genuinely not hit this, so you are going to hear the sound of this exactly the same time I'm going to hear it. I'm only going to do it right now. I'm going to do it with the Rode mic that's up there, the shotgun mic on the camera. So this is going to be a really is an as is sound test really, but I'll try and, once I've got the kit, I've had a bit of a move around in here if you'd not noticed. Once I've got the kit set up and it's all plugged in again, I will possibly do another video with a slightly better microphone. But this is quite a thrill actually. I've got to admit. It's got the there you go. I think you can possibly read that now. So it's actually got, I mean, I saw on I saw on the listing that they all had stickers on the bottom. I thought, well, as soon as that turns up, I'll rip that off. But it actually says Bill Bruford yard sale, so that's going to stay on there. And obviously, as you may have seen, Bill has also signed it. And as I wave in front of the camera, I'm not going to show you this because it's got his address on it and mine. But this actually has a well, it's the invoice really, but yeah, I'll be keeping that. So here we go. I'm going to put this on the cymbal stand and see how this sounds. This is in worse nick than when it was when I got it out of the box, because it's now got my grubby little paw prints on it. Right, so here we go. Right, I'll do the butt end of the stick because it is a heavy bell after all. So. I could still hear it vibrating. That's cool. I like that. I gotta say, I really like that. Yeah, I really like that. I can only imagine what a 13 sounds like now in person. I don't think I've actually. I mean, I've heard recordings of the 13, but I don't think I've ever I've ever actually played one. And given that the 13 was out of production for an awful long time, they've only really sort of brought it back recently. It's not something I've bumped into recently either, so I'm really happy with that. I really am. It's a good weight, you know. I mean, for a 9-inch cymbal, that's a good weight. I don't know. I don't know what I compare it to really. I mean, since I've put most of my cymbals away. Oh no, they are actually. Tell I. So let's dig out. I want to. You might not like what's on the other side of the written on the other side of this cymbal, but it's the first one I picked out. You know what? I'm gonna say this is actually heavier than this. This is a 14-inch hi-hat top. I'm gonna say that this is actually slightly heavier. Not by much, but it's ever so slightly heavier. And I mean, that in itself is interesting. I mean, I don't know how thick that would be. 2 mil, maybe 2 mil thick. You know what? I'm really. I mean, this was for what this was. I think I paid 180 quid with shipping. That's including the shipping. I paid 180 quid for this. I was willing to do that on the basis that you can't buy. Well, I was willing to actually do that on the basis of two things, actually. Number one, obviously, you can't buy these things, as in the 9-inch bell. And secondly, really, because a 13-inch bell is an awful lot more than that. And then you've probably got to have, you've probably got to wait for it to be made as well. Because it's probably still a special order. I've never looked into it, but I'm guessing it'll be a special order because, let's face it, how many drum shops are actually going to have a 13-inch heavy bell in stock? I think for now that's probably all. But yeah, keep an eye out, and I will probably do another video more just sort of sound file based. With it on the kit, and I'll throw some other bells up as well, and then I'll do that overall sort of comparison thing for you as well. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.